I remember Art Connoisseur very well as a yearling. He was a real little speedball to look at. Powerful, terrific back end and a beautiful head. And to our eyes, he looked like a real Royal Ascot 2-year-old.
I mean, he came to hand very early. He was a very strong, powerful, muscular horse and very physically mature for his age. And the plan was always to run him in the Norfolk rather than the Coventry. And actually it was Jamie who said that this horse could win the Coventry, which is 6 rather than 5. And the Coventry is the most high profile of the 2-year-old races at Ascot, normally the toughest race to win.
Ready now for the Coventry. They're set. And they're racing.
He was slightly slow away from the stalls and was a long way behind the halfway, but once he moved into the outside, he picked up and showed an amazing turn of foot from being lost a furlong and a half out to being in front inside the furlong pole and stretched away from you'd have to say a top-class field, which included Intense Focus, who ended up winning the Dewhurst, and many others in the race. There was plenty of other Group 1 winners.
He's going to beat them all. Art Connoisseur has come from near last and starts the career away for Jamie Spencer. Art Connoisseur wins the Coventry.
He beat a top-class field, but I think he got his optimum conditions that day: fast ground, 6 furlongs, and a strong pace, which was all he ever really needed. I have to say he's as exciting a horse as you could ride.
The Golden Jubilee the following year was always going to be a very suitable target for him, bearing in mind how effective he was at Ascot.
Art Connoisseur was a horse I'd been familiar with. I was aware of his form as a 2-year-old and his run in the Coventry. And that was an exceptional run. And I always knew he had a lot of ability.
Ready for the Golden Jubilee, they're off and running. And in the centre, JJ the jet plane got a flyer. Away smartly up there too is Yellow Sauce on the near side. Over on the far side is Lesson in Humility. They're vying for the early lead. Duff on the near side, followed then by Bushranger, and Sacred Kingdom just slots in behind. They're followed by Kingsgate Native and Strike the Deal, and further back then King's Apostle as they head over towards the stand side. They're followed by Diabolical back in the field in company with Cannonball. Regal Parade is out the back, so too Intrepid Jack, and last is Art Connoisseur.
I took my time, but to come from where he came from that day and the way he did it,
Lesson in Humility, Sacred Kingdom behind them has been.
The turn of foot was exceptional, and he made a pretty decent field look tame enough in behind him.
2 furlongs left to travel, stretched across the track. Lesson in Humility, a narrow leader. Sacred Kingdom's got plenty of room. He moves up now to throw out a challenge. Diabolical the far side. JJ the jet plane is fading. It's Lesson in Humility and down the stance rail. Art Connoisseur. Art Connoisseur might beat them all. Art Connoisseur coming home like a train. Cannonball trying to go with him, but Art Connoisseur, he beats Cannonball.
He beat a very high-class international field pretty comfortably.
And it's not even his speed, it's his turn of foot. It's the way he's able to change gear. He's able to make up those 3 or 4 lengths, and most other horses in the same time would only make a length up. So that's the difference between a good racehorse and a very good racehorse.
His main attribute, I think, was his cruising speed, but his ability to be able to quicken off a high cruising speed. And when he was on song, his 2 most high profile and important performances were deeply impressive.
His pedigree meant a lot to us before we bought the horse. His sire was a very, very good racehorse. His dam was a highly rated 2-year-old by Dane Hill, obviously one of the greatest sires in the world, brilliant champion sire in Australia, champion sire here, and we knew that she'd been good, and the back pedigree was very, very good.
He was a dual Royal Ascot winner. He's out of a Dane Hill mare, so some good bloodlines there, and this horse is a very, very attractive yearling, so if there's any logic to it, he should produce good-looking stock.
I'd love to see his progeny have anything like the turn of foot he had and the speed. And I would like to see them being as straightforward and laid back, and you know, the character he has and his personality. If they could show that, I think they'd have a lot going for them.
I think with his great precocity, his very high cruising speed, his brilliant finishing speed, and a very attractive pedigree, I think he's a very exciting stallion prospect for anywhere in the world.